Hey everyone, I am back with challenge 7 of the Halloween cyber crop. Now I did find this lift, out of all the lifts, I found this one the hardest, and I think the fact that I do scrap in a smaller scale definitely played a part to that. But I am happy with how it turned out in the end, and I love the photograph and the products that I've used. And like I said, I am happy with it in the end, but it takes me a while to love this page, I must admit. So what I have done so far, I've pulled out lots of the cut parts, and I've started layering them up. And I've got my photo already chosen, which is one of my cat, Moxie. She's the youngest, we call her the kitten, and she sat next to one of the pumpkins. She was absolutely fascinated with the pumpkins last year. It was her first Halloween, the first time she'd ever seen a pumpkin, and she was very intrigued, and she wanted to know what these big orange things were in our hallway, because that's where they were when we'd got them. They hadn't yet been carved, they were just sat there on the side in the hallway. And like I said, she was very intrigued, and I'd managed to get this photograph of her sat next to one of the pumpkins. So I wanted to go quite pumpkin heavy on this page, and I knew I wanted to use orange. I wanted to use black because the photo is quite dark, so it'd tie it in together. And I decided to pull in some of the grey as well, just because of this tag which has a cat on, which is one thing I do love about this collection. There's lots of cats, and I happen to have taken a photo of both of my cats last year, sat with pumpkins, so it worked really, really well. So I am just kind of having a play here. I'm pulling out embellishments to see what I think would work. I want to use lots of the pumpkin-y type phrases. I want to use cats, obviously, and just kind of pulling in things that match in colour. Now I have got a cluster starting to form at the bottom, kind of like on the original layout, and I've also got a cluster forming on the top like the original. So you've got the kind of two clusters. Now they have used three photographs actually, because they've got two smaller ones in the top. I am only using the one photograph on my layout, and I've replaced the other photograph with the tag with the cat on. So I've got my two clusters going on like on the original. Now the only problem here is I have got my two clusters, which is perfect, but I don't have as much room in the middle to add a title. So that's what I found really difficult about this page, is I didn't really have any room in the middle for a title, and that was kind of part of the design of the original layout. So I have to just kind of go with the flow and see if I can squeeze a title in somewhere else. Now I am pulling in some brads. I've got the brad with it's a grey one with a black moon and star on. And again, that is just purely because the colour matches really well. I'm adding this little orange house. We was at home last year, so I felt that the house was very fitting, even though Moxie would have been at home anyway on Halloween. But I just felt like it matched in colour perfectly. I've got a phrase sticker which reads boo. I've got a little banner piece at the bottom which says hey pumpkin. And now I'm kind of like happy with the layout of the design. So I'm going to start committing and getting some of these layers stuck down, because at the minute nothing is stuck down, everything's kind of just laid there, and I want to distress all the edges of the tags and the cut apart cards. I really love how that looks, and I do think it really does add something to this page. So I'm going to start sticking down my layers, starting with this journaling spot, which I'm going to add to the back, which in the end you can't really see. You just kind of see little bits of the orange poking out, which is what I wanted. I didn't want the orange to be the main focus of each of the clusters. I wanted to just see little bits of the patterns peeking out from behind each other, and I really love how that looks. Now on the original layout, they had used mixed media behind their clusters. Now I don't really like to do mixed media on my pages. I love the look of it, but it just doesn't seem to look the same when I do it. So I decided just to go for lots and lots of layers instead, and that's how I was going to add all my, all the colours to the page. I do cut up this sticker, which it was a spider web with a spider dangling. So I cut off the spider and attached that to the top cluster so it looks like it's hanging down from the cluster. And then I cut the web in half and tucked it in half in each cluster, just tucked behind the tags, and I really love how that looks. I have found this little phrase which says "You are the best, boo," and it's in orange with black writing, and that was off one of the tags, I think a tag that I'd used, and I just cut the bottom bit off because you don't throw anything away or waste anything. So I just cut that down, distressed the edges, and used that on my layout as well. I've got all my embellishments stuck down now that I picked out at the beginning, and I'm going to bring in some of these black star gems that are from my stash. I actually used these last year for Halloween as well. They're good little scattery pieces to add around a layout, and I have also added in some silver sequins from my stash. Now you won't see on camera, but I do add Moxie's name as my title for this page, but I do that off camera because I did let this layout sit on my desk for a few days because I wasn't happy about the title and not being able to add a title. So I do come in off camera and I just add her name, and I think that just finishes the page off. So you'll see that in the close-ups. So thank you so much for sticking with me today. I know I've had lots and lots of videos go up. I think that's 8 in total, including our Scrap Squad weekly. So thank you so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos. I really enjoy doing them. Thank you again for all the comments as well as the likes. They really do mean a lot. I shall be back, I think it's now next week, with my Scrap Squad weekly lift. Thank you again for watching. Bye.